Caitlin Clark has been ruled out for 6 games, and it's not just another headline, it's a turning point. After enduring game after game of hard fouls, elbows to the body, and zero protection from referees, this injury has exposed everything wrong with how the WNBA handles its stars. She was once again the target of excessive contact, and this time, her body couldn't take another hit. The league's most valuable asset, the face of this new era in women's basketball, has been sidelined. And as the league tries to recover from the fallout, the public has had enough. Fans aren't just disappointed, they're furious, because this wasn't a freak accident. This was the culmination of months of negligence. Clark sold out arenas, broke ratings records, and carried the league on her back. The WNBA allowed a hostile environment to grow around her. Now the damage is done, and the silence from officials and league leadership is deafening. This wasn't just a foul, it was a failure. Asterisk the moment the injury report dropped. The backlash was immediate and historic. Social media lit up. With rage, fans took to Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube to air their frustrations in a way we haven't seen in years. But this wasn't mindless internet noise. This was a unified roar from a growing fan base, demanding better. Protect Caitlin wasn't just a trending hashtag. Even former WNBA players and league analysts are speaking up, many, for the first time, slamming officials for enabling this culture of unchecked aggression. They're calling out the league's inability to protect its biggest star. Commentators have described this as player abuse in plain sight. The common theme across all platforms is that the WNBA has stood by, unwilling to intervene, while Clark is hunted game after game. And now that the inevitable injury has happened, the world wants answers and accountability. Asterisk as the WNBA fumbles with the fallout, teams overseas are quietly gearing up. According to multiple sources, elite basketball clubs from Italy, Spain, and Turkey have already begun preparing serious offers to lure Caitlin Clark out of the United States. And these aren't vague rumors. Some insiders claim that at least one team has already reached out with a formal offer in hand. These are powerhouse franchises in Europe that are no strangers to American talent, and they're not just watching the drama unfold, they're acting. With the WNBA's negligence on full display, European scouts and executives are positioning themselves to give Clark a way out. They see a unique opportunity, a superstar who's been mistreated, unsupported, and now sidelined. If the WNBA won't protect her, they will. The timing couldn't be more perfect. While the American League scrambles for damage control, European clubs are rolling out the red carpet. And in doing so, they're not just tempting Clark, they're sending a message to every WNBA player watching. Asterisk in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark is making just $76,000 a year, barely more than a substitute coach in some high schools. Meanwhile, European teams are offering jaw-dropping packages. Salaries in the range of $300,000 to over $1 million per season are just the beginning. Players receive free luxury housing, private drivers, personal chefs, round-the-clock security, first-class flights, and elite training facilities. In some cases, players don't even need to pay for groceries. Everything from comfort to security is covered. This isn't just about basketball, it's about value. And Europe is showing Caitlin Clark that they value her far more than the WNBA ever has. Overseas, she would be treated like the global icon she truly is. And after watching how she's been thrown around on American courts with no whistle, this level of care and compensation might not just be attractive, it might feel necessary. When one side gives you pain and silence, and the other offers luxury and protection, the choice starts to become clear. Asterisk the rumors of Clark heading to Europe have sparked a digital civil war. Some fans are calling it now, she should leave. Others are panicking, worrying that, without Clark, the league's recent growth could implode. But even among the doubters, the ones who used to call her overhyped, there's been a shift. They're starting to realize that Clark isn't just a scorer or media darling. She's the driving force behind the WNBA's rise in 2024. Her presence has put the league on TV. More than ever before, she's brought men, women, and children to games. She's sparked national conversations. So when fans say protect Caitlin, they're not just talking about hard fouls. They're talking about the future of women's basketball. And if the league keeps ignoring those voices, the damage won't just be PR-related. It'll be irreversible, because fans aren't just watching anymore. They're making their voices impossible to ignore. Asterisk, let's be blunt. If Caitlin Clark were to leave the WNBA, even for a single season, the ripple effects would be catastrophic. This season's surge in popularity, it's her doing. The spike in ticket sales, jersey sales, broadcast deals, and new partnerships. All driven by her impact. She's not just a rookie. She's the reason casual fans have tuned in for the first time. She goes, networks could pull back, sponsors might hesitate, and the media buzz could fizzle. Worse, other top players might follow. The league's entire resurgence is sitting on her shoulders. And if those shoulders leave for Italy or Spain, what's left? Empty arenas, lost TV slots, a return to irrelevance. The WNBA has never had a bigger star in the modern era. And if they let her slip away due to negligence and pride, they won't just be losing a player, they'll be forfeiting the future. Asterisk, Caitlin Clark's injury isn't just a consequence of one rough play, it's a spotlight on systemic failure. For weeks, months even, fans have watched as Clark has taken more hits than almost any other player in the league. Brutal screens, arm grabs, shoulder checks they've become part of her nightly routine, and the referees silent. The league silent. It's as if they were too afraid to be seen as favoring her, so instead, they chose to let her take the punishment. But this isn't about fairness. It's about safety. The WNBA has ignored the warning signs, and now the cost is real. An injured star, a fractured public trust, and a glaring lack of leadership. If this is how they treat the player who saved their season, what message does that send to every other athlete watching? Asterisk, there's a reason so many American stars choose to play overseas, and Caitlin Clark is now seeing exactly why. European basketball isn't just about money. It's about how you're treated. Players are respected. Officials enforce rules. Coaches prioritize safety. And fans treat stars like royalty. In the WNBA, Clark is flying commercial, taking elbows to the ribs, and being ignored by the whistle. In Europe, she'd be protected like an investment, because that's what she is. A global brand. A face for the future. Overseas, leagues don't see her as a distraction or an exception. They see her as an opportunity. And after everything she's endured in her rookie season, the idea of escaping that chaos for a league that actually respects her might feel like more than a business decision. It might feel like self-preservation. Asterisk, here's the reality the WNBA doesn't want to face. Even if Caitlin Clark doesn't leave, the rumors alone give her power, leverage, influence for the first time. The league is on the defensive, and Clark holds the cards. If they want her to stay, and they should, they need to act now. Better officiating, safer environments, stronger league protections. Because if they don't, she doesn't even have to walk away to send a message. It's considering the option is enough to shake the entire system. And what happens when the next star sees that, or the one after that? Suddenly, Europe becomes more than an escape route, becomes competition. And for a league that's always struggled for attention, will it continue to overlook its flaws and sacrifice its stars in silence? Or will it evolve, reform, and fight for the players building its legacy? Because if it doesn't, the result won't just be losing Clark, it'll be losing the future of women's basketball. This is the crossroads. The world is watching. What happens next will define not just Caitlin Clark's career, but the fate of an entire sport.